Hi, welcome to XReality Podcast. I'm the host, Dominic Wu, and beside me is the guest, Dr. Yuan. Hi, Dr. Yuan. Could you share a little bit about your background with us?
Hi, good morning, everyone. So I'm Yu Yuan. Actually, I have been in the domain of XR for maybe more than 2 decades or 3 decades. I started my path of pursuing XR, multimedia, metaverse, etc. In university. I got my bachelor and master and Ph.D. degree all in computer science from Tsinghua University in China. Then I spent 9 years in IBM research. And after that, I started the journey of my entrepreneurship. But meanwhile, I have been active in professional organizations like IEEE, like Metaverse Standards Forum, etc. So I started the IEEE Digital Census Initiative back in 2015, which was an initiative about how to enhance human senses regarding improving XR technology, so we can create a more immersive and indistinguishable virtual reality experience. And also, I started IEEE's first VR and AR standards committee, which was later renamed as IEEE Metaverse Standards Committee. We believe that is the first standards committee being established in a important global SDO standards development organization. And also I served as IEEE Standards Association's president. And also I joined the effort of founding Metaverse Standards Forum back in 2022. And I'm on the board of the Metaverse Standards Forum and serving as its treasurer. Also, I started another organization called the Metaverse Acceleration and Sustainability Association, which is a research consortium all over the world to help accelerate the development of metaverse and also making sure everything will be sustainable and towards a bright instead of a dystopian future. I stop here. So thank you again for inviting me.
Oh, you talked a lot about your involvement for metaverse development. May I ask you what do you see the progress? For example, from Second Life to right now, we a lot of people start putting more for example, a Fortnite or Roblox or more like an online multi-mega player types of platform. And then Roblox start kind of working with Meta, and they become the VR types of they have a VR app. So what do you see these types of from at the beginning, somebody purposely create a metaverse but not really successful. However, after that, and people who for example, Roblox is more for kids game, but now it becomes more people start saying that is more the metaverse that we are looking for. There's more people breathe, make money, make a kind of like a creator or geek economy, living on the Roblox. So what do you see the transformation from history to recent and for the future? What do you see the metaverse?
Yeah, so I think there are mainly two subcategories regarding the technologies behind metaverse or XR. One, I call that how to handle human senses or how to feed into human senses. It's about how you can let people feel they are in a in a real space, but they're actually in a virtual space, those kind of things. So, which is typically supported by hardware technologies like VR headsets, those kind of things. And another category is about how to create virtual worlds. So, Second Life has been recognized as probably the first embodiment of the concept of metaverse. Although I think probably Philip Rothschild, who is also my friend, when he founded Second Life, probably he didn't think about the concept of metaverse, but just created the Second Life, which I like the name of Second Life most because I think fundamentally we human beings we have a need of sort of like life is elsewhere, right? So that's the
Right.
reason why we read scientific or fiction novels or why we watch movies. The reality could be boring, so we all need to have escape to a different life. So I like the concept or the name of Second Life. And another beauty of Second Life is that it is it was or it is still a very good embodiment of the concept creator economy. So everything in Second Life could be actually is created by its users with some fundamental building blocks, and they can trade those creations. I think that's also the concept in being continued by later efforts like Minecraft, like Roblox, and several others, and that would continuously be a very fundamental mechanism of future metaverses, in my humble opinion, because I think in order to create a long run indistinguishable virtual world, you need to follow the physical laws, no matter if
Yeah.
consistent with our current world's physical laws or different ones, but at least there will be some physical laws the virtual world need to follow, and it would mean that in order to be real, in order to feel real, like everything need to be consisting of some very basic building blocks. And it should be like smaller and smaller, down to very detailed level, so that the overall experience would be indistinguishable from a real world. So I think that's an ultimate goal, and we need still need lots of technology innovations to be there, like storage, like how to of course, compute, storage, communication, etc., and also modeling. So, what kind of building blocks we will need to constitute that big world to a super large scale? Those kind of questions have been in my mind. I think those are part of why I have been obsessed to the idea of XR. But meanwhile, back to the first category, that was like how to feed virtual signals into human senses. That's also very, very important. And the like from HTC to the Meta and Apple, and lots of startup companies, they have been working on that aspect, trying to invent, create various hardwares to address human sight, hearing, even smell, touch, haptics, and so on. So I think basically those two categories are where technologies will be needed to provide a consistent and indistinguishable experience regarding no matter what you call that metaverse or virtual world or virtual reality, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And what do you see AI play in the role of metaverse? For example, like a creator economy, right? Like a AI facilitate or AI moderate, or like what do you see AI can facilitate this types of virtual world that people is longing for? For example, like like for example, every time when I go to VR chat, I always got impressed. How can like I one time I play a little chicken, like a super small tiny one, and I went to a game and I saw a big dinosaur, like I would say probably 500 times bigger than me, and he grabbed me up and look at me. And I was like, that was the first time that I feel horrible and scared. But I think this is amazing. Like in this world, you won't get injured. I mean, I bet if he, drop me and I probably will feel dizzy, but I won't die. But it's just like, wow, like the emotional aspect. It's just, and you can be whoever you want, right? Yeah. As long as you don't do something bad. But what do you see AI play the role in?
Yeah, regarding creator economy, I think AI is definitely helpful in terms of growing the creator economy. Especially AI is increasing people's skill level significantly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
amateurs, like you don't have to be an expert of using Photoshop or whatever. So you could use AI to create like a above average avatar, whatever,
Yeah.
in a very short time frame. So I think that's definitely like AI is equipping people with
Mm,
basic or necessary skill sets
mm,
to become creators
mm,
in the creator economy.
mm,
And especially regarding the relationship between AI and the metaverse or AI and XR,
mm,
I think that's quite interesting. I was one of the first batch of people who predicted that AI will help metaverse from the content creation perspective,
mm.
which is now already very well known. So,
Yeah.
like definitely with the generative AI, of course, we are talking about the virtual worlds, which means we have lots of virtual objects,
Mm,
virtual environments to create
mm,
with very detailed features and also large scale.
mm,
So if we only rely on human creators, that would be
mm.
a mission
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah.
But with the help of generative AI,
Yeah.
we could do that job 100 or even 1,000 times faster.
Yeah.
So which means we will very soon no longer have the problem of lack of content in the metaverse. Because previously people were talking about, well, metaverse, who will be creating the content? We're short of content, but with AI, with the help of AI, we will never have that problem again. And
Mm,
also, we talk about we can think of the so-called NPC, non-player
yeah.
characters
Mm,
in metaverses.
yeah.
So in order to have a better or more real
Mm,
experience, you need these characters to be very interactive, to be even sort of intelligent,
mm,
so that they can interact with users, with players in a reasonable way,
mm.
and that'll be key aspect in many games and also virtual
Yeah.
worlds. So AI can definitely directly support that,
Mm,
either just by enabling them with some large language model
mm,
or turning them into the so-called AI agents, which is
mm.
another popular term
Yeah.
recently. So those are two aspects that AI is helping metaverse, helping the growth of metaverse from the supply
Mm,
perspective. But
yeah.
I would also say that more importantly, AI is helping the growth of metaverse from the demand perspective, not
Yeah.
supply, but the demand,
Mm,
which means I wanted to say that AI is helping metaverse become a real need for many
mm.
people. So previously, many people were questioning who will need a metaverse, like a
Yeah.
virtual world metaverse. I don't need that, right? But I think fundamentally, AI is replacing people from many jobs. That's an
Yeah.
inevitable
Yeah.
trend, no matter we like it or not.
Yeah.
Well, there's a very basic analysis. So, like AI is increasing people's skill level. That's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah.
But the average of people's skill level is also increased.
Yeah. Raise the bar of
Right, this part. Right.
mediocrity.
Yeah. So you have to be above average so that you
Yeah.
can still use that skill
Mm,
for a job, right? So like
yeah.
if your skill is below the average, so nobody
Mm,
will hire you for doing.
yeah.
So the average is also significantly increased. So there will be few people who is skill level is still above average, which means most people they need to find different jobs or they
Yeah.
just have a different lifestyle, like
Yeah.
enjoy more leisure time, those kind of things.
Yeah.
So which means no matter we are talking about creating new job opportunities
Yeah.
or we let people enjoy more leisure time,
Yeah.
how can we accommodate those needs? If we accommodate those needs in the real world, we
Huh.
may face another problem, which is
Yeah.
called sustainability, because the
Yeah.
resources in our real world is very limited.
Yeah.
So metaverse could probably provide the best answer,
Hmm.
provide new job opportunities,
Yeah.
or give people more enjoyable ways to enjoy their leisure time. So
Mm.
in that way, metaverse will become a rigid demand. That's
Uh,
why I would say AI is also help the growth of metaverse by turning it into a rigid demand.
Yeah, I think I agree what you said that AI will facilitate that metaverse more like a digital layer of the physical world. And I think there are a lot of things we can do in the so-called metaverse. We can create like a virtual whatever you can imagine. We can definitely create like for example for education,
Mhm.
right? For virtual trip, that is kind of the obvious one. And also biology. Yeah, whatever you name it, a lot of things can be visualized. Because
Mhm.
before, we are in the world of text, right? And now
Mhm.
it becomes an interactive, like gamified. So
Mhm.
I think metaverse can definitely like increasing the engagement
Mhm.
for anything like training, especially training and education. I think
Mhm.
those two are really big and name the game. What do you see the metaverse? Because metaverse is a more digital world. I know, like a long time ago, I saw Magic Leap. They have like
Mhm.
their way of layers of metaverse. But what do you see mixed reality? Because you see, like for example, Apple.
Mhm.
Rumor has said they are doing the like Orion stuff, and
Mhm.
Meta is their coolest glass is not yet to release, but I think I saw the news they are going to release one eye one
Mhm.
just to for a researcher. And yeah, and then I believe there are a lot of like a development. I saw a lot of Chinese like company, for example, like XReal and more. They are doing like the real life translation. I find out that actually American is a little behind because I look up like
Mhm.
some Chinese or Taiwanese, they share like somebody went to boba
Mhm.
store and one person didn't speak Chinese, so they
Mhm.
wear both of them wear like the real life translation, and they can seamlessly talk different language.
Mhm.
But the word the sentences will show up, translate,
Mhm.
show up, and
Yeah.
also with the audio. So I think this is like an amazing, yeah, amazing scenarios. What do you see these types of like because before we talk more about, I
Mhm.
would say more VR side, and what do
Mhm.
you see the MR side of
Yeah.
metaverse?
Yeah, of course. So, well, I'm actually a big fan of virtual reality, but I still agree that, maybe in the near term, MR or AR would
Hmm.
have a better market chance,
Hmm.
because it's about enhancing the
Hmm.
experience of how we interact with the real world. It's
Yeah.
not just it's not isolating people from
Huh.
the real world. It is a blend of experience,
Yeah.
real world plus virtual objects.
Hmm.
So I can see lots of business opportunities there, like providing additional information overlay for
Hmm.
people to travel or to live in the current world. There could be a lot of information and entertainment services based on that. And also, like you mentioned, the AI translation. Well,
Hmm.
previously when we call something like the AR glasses or smart glasses,
Yeah.
we basically mean like XR, but
Yeah,
well
I
AR, but
mean the
recently it's like
interesting
AI.
thing,
Yeah,
I think the terminologies keep changing. AR
yeah.
glass is mixed reality. And I remember super long time ago, I used Windows mixed reality. That's VR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know big companies always like, for example, like people ask like, what's the AR, VR, and MR, and why MR glass become AR glass?
Oh,
Yeah,
that
those are
yeah,
good questions.
yeah.
I'm not like
That's
where.
actually the funny part. So, well, like metaverse, XR, VR, AR.
Huh,
I think everybody, especially people in the industry,
huh,
they feel like, well, including we, feel like
huh,
we have some intuitive
huh.
understanding of what XR means, what
Yeah,
VR means, what AR
yeah,
means, and what metaverse means.
huh,
But the reality is that there's no commonly agreed upon
yeah,
definitions for any kind of these terms,
yeah,
which actually we are addressing that in like metaverse standards forum and also
huh,
IEEE standards,
yeah,
trying to publish some commonly agreed or at least well agreed by some top voices uh,
mm,
trying to produce some definitions for
yeah,
the industry to clarify, to provide additional clarification for the discussion. But the confusion is probably also a beauty, like
mm,
especially like the term metaverse and XR.
mm,
They are so popular. I think that's partially the reason is that they can be interpreted by different people
mm,
towards different meanings.
yeah,
So it's like a bucket. Everybody can put whatever he or she likes into that. That's probably why they become so popular.
mm,
But anyway, back to your question. So I think the latest trend is that people start calling AI glasses. So instead of putting virtual objects
mm,
in front of people's eyes, which we believe the technology is still not mature enough to provide a satisfying experience for people.
mm,
AI can be used in the short term or already now to provide value for the users by helping with live translations, information guidance, those kind of things. So you
mm,
can say AI glasses is becoming a more popular term than AR glasses. More and more vendors are claiming that they are producing AI glasses. So
yeah,
the display is something people want to leave for like later to
yeah,
be solved by some on the horizon technology innovations. But AI is already here, so people
yeah.
are using AI for glasses.
Yeah, like Apple. Apple never said that they have like a AI something because Apple said that everything Apple's product already integrate with AI. So maybe in the future we just call, oh, it's my glass,
Mhm.
and it's already AI XR integrate.
Mhm.
It's like I remember I talked to another XR leader, and he mentioned that it's not the terminology that people will remember. Because I asked him like, do you think we should call it XR or call spatial computing? And yeah, it's like he just said that terminology is not. We don't have to talk about it because there are tons of things, but the use case is
Mhm.
what people will remember. For
Mhm.
example, when people think of AR, they think of like a Snapchat lens, right? Yeah, and when talking about metaverse, people think about the Second Life.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I think later on, maybe all the stuff that we trying to unify it, and at
Mhm.
the end it becomes part of things like, oh, that is my glass, and doesn't even need to say it's AI enhanced XR VR. It's all become the normal glass. It's default.
Yeah. That's a very good point. Consumers, they do not buy technology; they buy experience. So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, yeah. Cool. So for the Web3 and decentralization, what do you see Web3? Because a lot of people are confused about like cryptocurrency, Web3, decentralized.
Mhm.
What do you see like or blockchain? What do you see like Web3? For example, like a definition, and how can
Mhm.
this become merge into metaverse?
Well, Web3, there's another term Web 3.0, which sometimes are used interchangeable, but sometimes
Uh,
people use that to refer to different things.
uh,
But basically, to me, I think well, Web3 the
mm.
term is was actually invented by Gavin Wood, who was a co-founder of Ethereum, to
Oh, I see, right.
talk about like a decentralized economy based on
Mm,
blockchain.
mm,
But recent years, you can say the global in the global blockchain community, they
uh,
replace blockchain
huh,
with Web3
uh.
everywhere. So it's now
Yeah,
Web3
yeah.
is
Right now,
basically
everything
blockchain.
is becoming like interchangeable. And
Yeah.
I remember a long time ago, I was learning what's DAO.
Mhm.
Yeah, DOA.
Decentralized autonomous
Yeah, yeah, DAO, D
organizations. Yeah,
something. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So, what do you see all those like terms and how it can help like metaverse, AI, like all the future technology? How does Web3 integrate?
Yeah. I have been following or even being active in the field of blockchain as well. So I
Mm.
created IEEE's first blockchain standards committee, and also
Oh, that's cool.
developed IEEE's first
Mm.
couple of blockchain related standards. To me, I think no matter we call that a blockchain or some people prefer to call that what's another term?
Blockchain,
Distributed
crypto.
ledger.
Oh, yeah.
Distributed ledger, which
Okay.
is very academic flavor. And Web3,
uh,
I think the core concept is decentralization. So
mm,
decentralization is a key, and I
mm,
think it has been a trend as
mm,
well. So let me tell you why.
mm.
So fundamentally I believe believe in decentralization because
Yeah,
during the past decades,
yeah.
all kinds of technical innovations are changing the productivity of
Mm,
individuals,
yeah.
improving the productivity of an individual significantly.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that when an individual's productivity is increased, so some tasks or some projects you used to have need a big team or a
Mm,
company to perform to
yeah.
deliver.
Mm,
Now it can be handled by one or two people,
yeah, right.
a couple of individuals
Mm,
uh, with the assistance of some AI or
yeah.
AI agents.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
can deliver projects which used to need a company or
Uh,
a team of dozens of or even hundreds of engineers to do so. So,
mm,
which means productivity is becoming more and more decentralized. Then the relationship of production will become more and more decentralized. Then whatever we call that Web3 or blockchain, those are basically economy, or I would say production relations supported by either Web3 or blockchain, whatever we call that, will become more and more mainstream thanks to the technology advances. So the key is that the increase of individuals' productivity will inevitably lead to the growth of decentralized economy.
wow. So I remember I listened to, I don't know, one podcast. It says that because previously you mentioned that a lot of jobs will be gone, right? And only top 1% will probably still have jobs. The rest of
Mhm.
people need to find something else. That's first. And second is that you just mentioned that because of decentralization, right? And yeah, and let's say right now our economy kind of like a template is capitalism. So
Mhm.
do you see like for example I always hear that, wow, for example, you see right now there are a lot of layoff, right? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are like, oh, AI took our jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, if you see like, I remember I saw some news that Hollywood, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of actor, actress, especially voiceover. I
Mm-hmm.
used 11 Labs. I don't know whether I feel sorry or something, but I didn't really pay for anything, but I got a lot of really good voiceover for a lot of my projects. So I can see the voiceover actors was being kind of like a replace. They have to do something else before they sell their voice, their unique voice and emotions behind it. So how what do you see the entire world? If you see right now, I can see the AI, all those technology is enhancing AI model. I mean, I talked to previous speakers.
Mm-hmm.
One of it, he mentioned that, oh, we need to see inputs and outputs. AI has the right to learn, and we want a really good AI. So we keep feeding AI. So AI has the right to learn, including copyrighted
Mm-hmm.
material, which I Google it. Copyrighted material is not allowed to feed AI, but we all know people will work around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then what's need to be regulated? It's the output,
Mm-hmm.
meaning, for example, gibbling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gibbling. One time, once like a chat GPT release, even White House of post like a gibbling style or fan arts. Let's say. So, for me, it's more like, what do you see these types of like economy,
Mm-hmm.
like because there are um a lot of different aspects. Do you think that decentralized, which means like maybe we shouldn't be so capitalism, we should integrate with like a UBI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a helping people or text the robot. Like, this is a funny concept that whoever take our jobs need to be text. Or what do you see these types of like a decentralization, including like a current layoff? Do we need to restructure our kind of like a concept of economy? What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I think actually I have some radical thoughts, and I would be very happy to share with
Yeah,
all
do
you
it, do
here.
it.
First, I think decentralization is more needed in this junction
Mm.
because I believe many people, including me, we are foreseeing the upcoming singularity of AI.
Oh, yeah.
So AI is sort of
People said that it's already passed the Turing test, which is like a AI will fooling people easily. Like we can tell the
yeah,
different.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Nowadays, nobody
this
is still mentioning Turing test because it's already a past.
so which means that Turing test is it's already
It's gone.
passed. So
It's already
no,
passed,
it's
right?
already passed. So
Yeah.
okay. So my information is too old. So what's next? Are they
So
become an army like a Terminator and against us, kill us? Or what's next?
like people like you and I, we have been following what's happening in the industry.
Oh,
We have a feeling, a first-hand feeling, like well, like every night or every day, some company is releasing something new, and those kind of technology
I feel like
advances.
every day, even though I read news every day, I feel like wow. I am thinking about learning MCP or MPC. I forgot. Like you know like the
MCP, yeah.
MCP. Yeah.
A2A, MCP, those kind of agent to agent
Yeah,
protocols. Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I'm about to learn this, but every day I look up the news, it's just increasing more and more. Yeah,
And
so
you will feel exhausted. Like I don't even have time to read all this news. So like
yeah.
my bundle as of reading news is even shorter than people creating those news. So that's sort of dramatic.
Mm,
I think the trend is like AI singularity is on the horizon,
mm,
and also I remember a recent prediction made by Masa San, who is the head of SoftBank. So
mhm,
his reasoning was like every year
Mm.
the AI, capacity of AI models
Mm.
will be increased 10 times.
Oh,
And
every year 10 times?
yeah, I think it's reasonable if you
Okay.
have a feeling of how companies are releasing the new product features, new AI
Yeah.
features every day. So I think 10 times is not a
Conservative
right reasonable
measurement. Okay.
prediction. And also, he predicts that, well, the performance of a single AI chip will be 10 times every year. Well, that's basically Moore's law,
Yeah.
similar to
Yeah,
Moore's law.
possible, possible.
Yeah. And then with their power of finance,
Hmm.
the number of AI chips could be
Hmm.
increased 10 times per year.
Oh.
Then collectively, his prediction was like 10 by 10 by 10. That's 1,000 times per year.
Oh.
And if we look at 2 years, that's 1,000,000 times. And if
Wow.
we look at 3 years in a
Huh.
row, that will be collectively a billion. So
Wow.
that make me think, well, what we could do to at least
Yeah.
match that kind of pace.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if we could not match that kind of acceleration, that
Hmm.
kind of pace,
Hmm.
we will be losing the game before we started. Right?
Hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
something triggered me to think that, well, the only way we could well, I'm not saying that I don't like SoftBank or OpenAI, but I
Hmm.
think we need some balance.
Yeah.
We cannot let the AI superpower only be in the hands of very few people.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
need some balance. So I think the answer is that we need to unleash the power of decentralized community, unleash the
Hmm.
power of globally individuals, small and medium-sized parties collectively. I think the let's say the talents, the resources could be at least a good balance
Hmm.
towards those resources or those superpowers in the hands of giant companies. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm thinking that, well, decentralization is more and more important in
Yeah.
this juncture. And also, that's why I created an initiative called DAGI, Decentralized Artificial General Intelligence,
Wow.
trying to create a AI infrastructure in a decentralized way. So
Yeah.
that's one thing. But another thing, towards like how human work forces
Hmm.
will eventually become,
Hmm.
I think the answer. Well, I have been thinking that no matter what kind of technology we are working on, we more or less or sooner or later we need to answer the question how that technology will be changing the economy or changing human workforce
Yeah.
in the long run. I think previously, like technologies are not so advanced as they are today. So we were still far from being forced to answer these questions. But nowadays, it's more and more urgent.
Yeah.
So my humble answer would be we need to redefine what is work, what is job. So
Yeah.
like AI is replacing people from many existing jobs,
Yeah.
but we need to create or even define new jobs or new work
Huh.
for people. Especially, I think that the economy
Huh.
is based on humans' needs.
Hmm.
So if it's not needed by people and
Hmm.
not needed by humans, so it doesn't make sense to produce anything. So fundamentally, production the goal is to fulfill people's needs. And meanwhile, the value is recognized, is defined by people and recognized by people. So like value is about being needed by other people.
Hmm.
So based on that, we could redefine job, redefine work. For example,
Hmm.
you just contribute data
Hmm.
for AI training purpose,
Yeah.
that could be a job, right? So it's like
Yeah.
you make contribution. Any contribution could be regarded as a job.
Hmm.
So contributing your data could be a job,
Hmm.
and also being participating in a virtual world in a
Hmm.
metaverse could also be a job because your participation
Hmm.
improves the experience of other human players, like a
Hmm.
P2P game people would love to play with other uh, players rather
Hmm.
than play with like AI. So
Hmm.
your participation. So I think we share some similar cultural element, mahjong, right?
Oh,
Mahjong,
mahjong,
like you
yeah.
need four people.
Yeah.
Then if there are three people, then the fourth
You need
one,
another person.
the fourth one's joining the game
Yeah.
is making everybody happy, right? That's the contribution.
Yeah.
So like people's participating in a game or in a virtual world,
Mm.
virtual world or metaverse could also
Mm.
be considered as a job or
Mm.
work because it's actually a contribution that make other people happy or contributing to other people's experience or whatever. So I
Mm.
think in the long run, we need to redefine job and redefine work based on human beings' needs. And
Mm.
those new jobs or new work could be very significantly different from the jobs that we have today.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. And I remember I read some news. It seems like people said that there are jobs that will be benefit or expand from in the AI era, which is entrepreneur and researcher.
Mhm.
Entrepreneur, for example, like I remember I saw one of St. Almon's interview. He mentioned that in the future there will be one person company with a
Mhm.
lot of AI agent,
Mhm.
value like $1 billion, something like that, and
Yeah.
the team will getting smaller and smaller. And I look up my Taiwanese friend. I remember right after we graduated from college, she directly become an entrepreneur selling like a design
Mhm.
clothes. And now she has like a shop um, from Japan in
Mhm.
branches in Japan and in Taiwan and
Mhm.
potentially in China. I forgot, but she has a few hundred employees across globally. And she
Mhm.
said that she recently got an AI agent to join the team. And
Mhm.
yeah, and she named it Qianxun, which is Jibelin's, like the story. And the interesting thing is that she said that she just let the AI person join the team and help with the the stuff.
Mhm.
And she found out this person is like at least 5 times better than a real person
Mhm.
working virtually. And she said that imagine every of her employee has one AI agent or
Mhm.
agentic AI, then it will be extremely powerful.
Mhm.
Yeah, she can see the productivity increase to a very. She doesn't even need a lot of human, and
Yeah.
I look up that and I think, wow. So you see, like AI is in the time that can answer any questions and can like a lot of things. And now I saw St. Omen said that the new ChatGPT can remember everything you
Mhm.
said, so you don't
Yeah.
have to say it again.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I was like yesterday I ate Panda Express and I had like a fortune cookie and I just screenshot that and I
Mhm.
put into ChatGPT and say, what does this mean to me? And ChatGPT wrote like a very poetic way, feels like a really real fortune teller and tell
Mhm.
me like your future and what you are thinking, explain. And I feel like, wow, actually, this really speaks to my heart. And I don't know. It's like a definitely passed the Turing test. It feels like a real human, a
Yeah.
professional. Yeah. So what do you see these types of like a interesting,
Yeah.
yeah,
I fully agree. I think that is aligned with what I just mentioned,
yeah,
the decentralization trend. Like
yeah,
one person company, those kind of things are actually an evidence of the much larger, the mega trend of decentralization. Because
yeah.
you don't need you need less and less organizations like a company of hundreds people or like
Mm,
maybe even larger. So one
mm,
person could generate revenue
mm,
comparable to traditionally a large company.
mm,
Thanks to AI, in other angle would be like that single person, no matter you call him or her a boss or entrepreneur, his or her productivity is significantly increased by AI.
Yeah. Yeah.
But meanwhile, I still think that this will not happen to everybody.
Hmm.
So, well, some people, if we call them top talents, they will be hopefully we are part of the group of top talents. So, top talents they will significantly benefit from the empowerment of AI. So they will significantly being able to enjoy much higher productivity and much lower cost. Like you don't have to hire 10 people to do things for you. You can just hire 10 agents. They are 10 times or even more cheaper than people. That's true.
Yeah.
But still, if we are looking at how many people we have now on the earth,
Hmm.
I think it's like a six billion or something.
Hmm.
I still believe that this model would not work for the majority of them. So
Hmm.
for the majority of them, you cannot say, hey, they can just rely on
Hmm.
benefits. They don't have to work because work means something to people. So
Yeah. Right.
work is uh, I would not say work is a perfect solution, but it is at least a best solution for distribution. I mean,
Yeah.
distributing the wealth. So like
Hmm.
we have no better way to distribute the wealth. So work is sort of one mechanism,
Hmm.
which has been uh, accepted by most people as a mechanism to
Hmm.
distribute wealth. Like
Hmm.
you get salary based on what you do, right? So
Hmm.
this has been accepted by most people. That's one thing. Another thing is that people need to uh, work for being valuable,
Yeah.
being recognized, and they like at least kill the time, right? So even
Yeah.
you are playing game, it's fine, but you are getting recognition. You feel you are valuable from doing that. That's fine. So
Yeah.
that's why I keep thinking that we need to redefine jobs, redefine work,
Yeah.
so that the majority of the
Hmm.
6 or 7 billion people would still have the so-called work for
Yeah.
them to continuously being valuable,
Hmm.
being recognized, and
Yeah.
living a meaningful life.
Yeah, I agree. I think for work, a lot of people tie work to self value, and I think a lot of people said that you are free, for example, from the previous company, like getting laid off, nice in a nice way, and now you have time to pursue what you really want. But for me, it's like wow, this is like a little bit interesting that people start having a lot of time, right? And thinking about what they really want. And the reason why I have like this podcast is also because you see, like I really love XR and AI, and I wanna think of that. I wanna talk about that. I wanna learn about this and also share with people. So I think maybe everybody find what you really believe and treat it as your mission, and then keep working on something, um, maybe on the side, right?
Mhm.
I
Yeah, yeah.
really don't know. Yeah, cool. So yeah, what do you see about, for example, like I also in the education sectors, what do you see like a AI, XR, Web3 um, play the roles in education?
Um, well, I call AI, Web3, and Metaverse or XR, I call them digital trinity because I believe they are the three most important technologies.
Like a trying God.
Yeah. Like in the digital trinity, they are the actually three most important technologies in the digital frontier or the frontier of the digital economy.
Mm,
So they are fundamentally changing everything, every industry.
mm,
Of course, led by AI. So AI is especially talking about education.
mm,
I think AI-aided education will be a trend
mm,
very soon.
mm,
our own experiences, like, well, with AI, we can keep learning every day in a super efficient way. So we can just focus on what we really need to learn, and which will have direct applications in our daily life. Right? You don't have to remember lots of things that you never use, or you will occasionally use 1 or 2 times in 10 years, right? So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just focus on what you need. And also, I think uh, there will be sort of disruptive changes in education industry as
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
because in the AI era, we need to rethink what need to be taught,
Yeah.
and what need to be incubated, and what would be not. This would be related to our technical belief about what AI can do, and what AI cannot. Fundamentally, I think the new education should focus on growing people's skills that will less likely, or maybe never be replaced by AI.
What's never be replaced? Can you
That's
explain?
just my
It's very hard to find.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was trying
So
to find what cannot be replaced, and I recently just think, wow, like when I ask AI, like for example, my fortune teller for my
mhm.
fortune cookies message, and it talks like a real human. Yeah, so like even empathy. I think AI usually reply my question very polite. So what do you see anything that cannot be
I would
replaced?
say that is creativity or
Create.
innovation, whatever.
Mm,
Well, some people some people still believe that one day AI will have the capacity of
yeah.
being creative, creative,
Uh,
being able to innovate or invent new things.
mm,
But I kind of believe that would be the last turf,
mm,
or probably permanent turf of human beings. Like
yeah.
we actually, our core value is that we are creative. We can innovate new things. We can invent new things.
Mm,
But other things like analysis, like generating reports and insights based on data,
mm,
those are things AI is really good at. So we don't have to compete AI
yeah.
in that turf. But our creativity is probably the core value. So I think education should focus on how to make students more creative. I
Mm,
think that's probably especially when we talk about jobs,
mm,
those creative jobs are less likely to be replaced by AI. So
mm,
if some jobs are being replaced by AI, which to me that means they are not creative enough.
mm,
I think also trying to let students get familiar with the new comment that you will keep AI in the loop for everything.
mm,
Try to maximize the help from your AI assistant. I think that's
mm,
also another thing we need to be included in today's education. So, well, I would say AI is changing education
mm,
not only from um, the way of how education will be delivered, but also the core outcome, or the
mm,
core value that education is supposed to provide.
mm. Yeah. So, um, what do you see about, for example, like a K-12? I remember my friend Tim. He has a son and a daughter. The son is about high school, and the daughter is about college. And the son one day asked him, "Hey, why should I ask? Why should I learn math? I can ask ChatGPT and I got all the answer. Why should I learn that? Why should I learn this?" And also, I read an article about like a K-12 teacher, like a junior high or elementary school teacher. She once find out that a student use AI because it's very obviously if something is too good for
Mhm.
the age, and she immediately spot that one student use AI, and she just told the student that, hey, you are too young to offload your brain to AI. What do you see these types of another side of educator complain about their student offload their brains to AI and not trying to remember or learn, comprehend on their own? And my thought is that maybe teacher need to change the assignment.
Yeah,
Maybe instead of having a right answer or writing something, maybe something even more working with AI instead of something that has the right answer. And yeah, I don't know. I think the assignment need to change. Yeah.
yeah,
What do you see?
yeah. So, there's a commonly, well, not commonly, but many people agree opinion that
Oh,
it's like the winners in the future will be the ones who can maximize the usage of AI. I agree with that, right?
yeah,
So
I
it's
agree.
like so instead of preventing students from using I think we should encourage them to do so in
Yeah.
a I would say appropriate way. So you don't
Mm.
have to hide anything from that. So
Yeah.
it's not a guilty. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you can use that and you can use that in a constructive way, and
Mm.
it should be recognized by your teacher. So I think
Mm.
that's a meaningful way of how we conduct education in the AI era. Otherwise, your students will be uh, outdated, so they will be outperformed by other students who have been familiar with leveraging AI. So
Mm.
that's one thing. But another thing I think is sort of like AI, of course, like AI can do mathematics better than us, and
Mm.
also lots of other disciplines like those disciplines like history,
Mm.
geographic. Those typically rely on remembering things. AI is definitely
Mm.
much better than us.
Yeah.
But I think the philosophy or justification we need to let students know why you still need to learn math or those kind of things uh, is very similar to, hey, now we can drive cars, right?
Yeah.
But that does not necessarily mean we don't need to learn how to walk or how to run by
Yeah.
ourselves.
Right.
Right? So it's sort of like it's good for the growth of their brain or the
Mm.
growth of their own human intelligence. So
Yeah.
it's not like, well, eventually you will need to do math on your own. You cannot use a calculator. Well, we have calculators many years ago, but still
Mm.
those kind of basic training about
Mm.
mathematics is good for the growth of people's brain, people's own intelligence. So they will be eventually less likely to be replaced by AI. So it's sort
Mm.
of like a comprehensive growth of every aspect of human intelligence. Although,
Mm.
back to what I said a couple minutes ago, I
Mm.
think the core value of human intelligence is about creativity, but still
Mm.
other basic skills, other basic aspects like logic, like mathematics, those kind of things,
Mm.
empathy are still needed. So we are a comprehensive human. It's like talking about humanity. So
Yeah.
those are still necessary elements. Although some could be replaced or assisted by AI, but still we need all of them to continuously, let's say, being human beings.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, just like what you say. And also, we talk a lot about the good side of AI, how we can utilize and maximize our productivity. And on the other hand, a lot of people are concerning about the ethics for the AI part. For example, like, should we, is this legal to train AI the copyrighted materials? Is I remember I read an article, a blog post from OpenAI. OpenAI mentioned that they think AI has the right to learn. And I was like, yeah, I mean, everybody has the right to learn. AI should have a right to learn. And the interesting thing that AI, the way that AI learn is very similar to what we learn. For example, we put a lot of images together and we, I saw a lot of my previous art center friends when they kind of do the concept art for example, like Disney, those types of like a style. They put a lot of together and kind of take this part and take that part and combine together and have a style. So I think the way that AI constructs a new image is very similar to what human in a well-trained art school, similar to them. So do you think that, for example, does AI has the right to learn everything, including copyright material, and also, for example, a lot of regulation? Or do you think that a lot of regulation is needed, and also like a DEI? Do you think? I know, before DEI was a popular thing, now it's becoming a sinful stuff. I was like, wow, you couldn't have a DEI now. I think right now everything just goes very extreme, whatever previous popular thing, and now it becomes like a band. So what do you see those like AI ethics?
Yeah. Well, I think I would like to focus on the specific question first. So AI has a right to learn. That's fine. I agree. But similarly, human beings have the right to learn as well, which does not necessarily mean education is free. So education is not free, right?
Yeah,
In
I
many
pay.
cases, like you need to pay tuition fees, or sometimes your tax pay that. So either way, there will be a party to pay for that, pay for your textbooks, pay for the school times, whatever. So it's actually like so. If when I'm talking about AI, saying that AI has a right to learn does not necessarily mean that AI companies do not need to pay anything for copyrighted materials.
Yeah,
So that's I think that's an inappropriate metaphor. So definitely have the right to learn, but you need to pay for that. Education is not free, even for people.
yeah.
But still, I think there are better, more constructive ways to solve this problem. Like if we have some new mechanism in the digital economy, trying to, let's say, corporate owners, when they when their materials, copyrighted materials, are used by AI and feed into the training data of AI and eventually help the AI perform a better job, I think they deserve some return. They deserve some rewards from whatever profit the AI will be making. So if we can establish that kind of mechanism, I think if not most people, if not everyone, will be happy because it's a fair way of rewarding the contributors. So that's actually what I am now launching. I call that globalized, intelligent, virtualized economy. I wanted to establish infrastructure and like a set of protocols for people to get rewarded from their contribution, and no matter it's contributing data or contributing copyrighted materials to AI, so you need to have a cut from whatever the eventual AI products can make. And also, I think in general, those kind of data, I mean, the justification of for AI to use data could be solved by more decentralized way where every party will be fairly rewarded in a trusted environment, like sort of like what the Web3 community has been claiming. But still, I think the Web3 community has done a lot regarding the underlying financial tools. It's now time to address upper layer relations of production, how people and AI can work together
Yeah.
and share profit in a reasonable way. So that's
Yeah.
something I believe is necessary in the short term, and also I'm working on that as well.
Wow, that's a lot of work. I think you have a great vision for what can be benefit or what can help the future world to be more like a tailored to the better life for the and better value for humanity. I think that is very good. Like the vision is very good. Yeah. So um um, what's the one thing that you still like to share that we haven't touched upon yet?
So I would say
Hmm,
again, so AI is changing everything.
hmm,
So I think especially for entrepreneurs,
hmm,
we are all facing different time windows.
hmm,
So which means the beginning of the time window is like it's not a bad thing for you to start late for your project because
hmm,
previously you need to spend more money in hiring people
hmm,
to do the work. But now with the help of AI,
huh,
your cost, your OPEX would be much lower
yeah.
than before. So starting later is not necessarily a bad thing. That's the beginning of your time window. But you cannot start too late because if when someday the like giant companies AI can replace everything,
Yeah.
then there will be no market space for you. So it's sort of like every entrepreneur, every startup company will be pursuing a chance in a narrow time window defined by those two aspects I just mentioned. But still, I think when we are all foreseeing the coming of AI singularity,
Hmm,
we need a balance that we cannot let the AGI or ASI fall into just the hands of a few elites. So I think the global decentralized community need to work together to at least have a counterpart of the giant companies ASI or AGI.
what's the vision for those decentralized AI? For example, like is Meta, because Meta is pretty much, I know there are a lot of like terms and regulations for Meta AI. 'Cause Meta
Mhm.
AI is pretty much you can download it, right? And
Mhm.
you can create your own model. What's the decentralized AI mean?
Yeah,
Like,
so open
yeah.
source, yeah, open source definitely is a great thing, super
Mm,
great thing. So
mm,
open source is one element in my vision or in my plan.
mm,
But also, I think we should also address. We know AI. Three supporting elements for AI are algorithms, computing power or compute, and lastly, data. So decentralized as the AI infrastructure means we can have decentralized computing power,
mm,
which used to be true in the global blockchain community. Like
mm,
lots of GPUs were in the hands of individuals used
mm,
to dig bitcoins.
mm,
So I still believe the distributed or decentralized computing power can be
mm,
used for large language model or large AI models training
mm,
and inferencing. But
mm,
of course, we need some innovative algorithms to make those training and inferencing be distributable. But
mm,
I'm sort of optimistic about that, especially because of the the recent improvement brought from by DeepSeek
mm.
regarding some
Oh, wow. Yeah.
architectural change. You do some system-wise optimization
Yeah.
for algorithms, so you could get a better performance
Yeah.
with less chips.
Mm,
So which prove the direction of
mm,
trying to make training or inferencing, which used to be have to run on a super large cluster of GPUs, now, well, in the near future, could be performed on some like distributed or decentralized infrastructure. That's one thing. And another thing is like algorithms. So the global open source community, their talents collectively, I
Oh.
believe, are comparable to the giant companies' developer team. So we just need to give them the appropriate rewards rather than always asking them to do free things for the for the global community. And lastly, data. We already mentioned this. So I think users or copyright owners, they deserve a way to get rewards from contributing their data or contributing their cooperative power. So collectively, if we can establish a mechanism to reward computing power contributors, reward developers, and reward data or copyright material contributors, that would be the right way to establish a global decentralized AI infrastructure, and which would be a counterpart or balance towards the AI super AI in the hands of giant companies.
Yeah, yeah. Right now, all the AI companies, even OpenAI, is supposed to be the open source, but now it's not open source. And DeepMind is, Google, yeah, the Google's company now. So I find out that, yeah, just like you said, even Meta released the open source, but there are a lot of terms you need to read, and yeah, and we recently I saw some news. We all know that Meta with data, right? It's probably not not the best for the
Right,
way it should be, right?
right,
so
right.
so yeah, so I think that there are a lot of things that we need to kind of regulate or like trying to help. And I find out that I mean Europeans, they are really good at regulation, but
They
too
do.
many regulations will stop the innovation. And
Yeah.
American right now is like almost cancel all the regulation. And yeah, and like I said, and I remember I read another kind of article. It seems like a Fei Li, the
Mm-hmm.
Stanford professor,
Yeah.
she mentioned that we need more diverse or like for example woman representative. It seems like right now all the AI models, for example, like hiring tools, right? There are a lot of more like a man, right?
Oh.
More man, less woman. And also, for example, like the AI tools for doctors, diagnose tools. There are more like a man's data
Mm-hmm.
or white man's data, and the rest of the gender and race, they have less data for that. So I
Mm-hmm.
think for those like a diversity, I think we definitely need more AI data that is more, I would say, focus on the diversity and also help like a balance. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think the AI, we still have a lot of things to work on
Yeah.
to have a life that everybody feels like a satisfied. I
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the world it will be very interesting because now maybe working or having a job will be something that obsolete. I don't know. I just think that it's very interesting to see like for example like some sci-fi movies
Mm-hmm.
where everybody just having fun and not really working, and there's a centralized AI stuff like a like communism, and then everybody live a perfect life, something like that. I don't know whether that will we will become like that or not, but yeah, we will see.
Yeah.
The
We will
future
see.
is very interesting. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so that's it for this episode. Thank you for listening. We release episodes weekly. If you enjoy this conversation, check out our other episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Support us by giving us a follow and a 5-star rating, or subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Thank you and see you next time.